Who do you think wins in a fight, you or Prime Floyd?
Me.
No questions?
Why would you think that I would say Floyd? You know, that's one of my favorite fighters. But yeah.
It's wild, because, like, if you look at Floyd's resume, it's much deeper than Crawford's. And Floyd was faster, and he had a better defense and all that stuff. But Floyd picked and chose when he fought guys, especially once he left lightweight. Crawford, we all witnessed, even though the resume is thin in certain ways, he wanted it with everyone the whole time.
Oh, yes.
That makes a difference to people.
Terence Crawford has finally spoken up after Floyd Mayweather's bold call-out following the Canelo Alvarez fight, and his answer hits just as hard as his punches. The boxing world has been buzzing ever since Mayweather made those comments, and fans were waiting to see if Bud would respond. Staying true to his style, Crawford didn't hold back.
Yeah, so if he was pound for pound, Floyd was pound for pound, you or Floyd, who would have done that? Who would have won that?
Me.
Oh, shit, okay, I'm just asking. Floyd was pound for pound before.
That would have been a hard fucking fight, though.
Man, me versus anybody, I'm gonna always say me.
Okay.
Come on now.
We've had a lot of comparisons between Terence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather. We've even had the conversation to go as far as who would win in the fight between Terence and Floyd. And I truly don't know the answer to that.
I do.
You do?
Yes.
Yeah. Who would win that fight?
Floyd.
Floyd would win that
Yes,
fight.
sir. I love you, Terrence.
Always figures it out.
Yeah, he's a chess master.
Yeah, his IQ in that.
The funny thing about it is Terence has been the only other guy that people can say he always figures it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true.
You gotta have an OG somewhere.
Anybody else? Yeah.
There's an OG
Somebody
somewhere.
got to pioneer it, like, yeah, you got to do
There's
it.
an OG you can't out-figure out somewhere. And I just believe Floyd is that OG you can't.
Stephen A. Smith praised Terence Crawford's performance in his unanimous win over Canelo Alvarez, calling him the best fighter in the world. He explained that Crawford had achieved something remarkable by moving up in weight, beating a big-name champion who held all 4 belts in the super middleweight division, and doing it in dominant style. Stephen A. highlighted not just Crawford's technical skills, but also his mental toughness and consistency through the years. For him, Crawford's ability to defeat top-level opponents while staying undefeated and now becoming undisputed, adding yet another weight class cements his place.
Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Pound for pound, he's that dude. In this 4-belt era, he is now the undisputed world champion 3 times over. 140 pounds, 147, now 168 pounds, claiming all the belts. You don't see people doing that very often. Going up against a guy who was perceived as being bigger and stronger, Crawford was strong. Crawford was strong enough to fend him off, strong enough to make him respect his own power. He used his jab, he used his distance. He had poise in the ring, he wasn't rattled. He backed up and moved when necessary and kept us different. He exchanged enough to gain respect when necessary. It was a brilliant, brilliant, masterful fight on Terence Crawford's part, and it was definitely a legacy fight, something he had told me. He had been telling me for the last 2 years. He had one time I was at a UFC event, Molly and Cam, at the Sphere.
Shane Mosley believes Terence Crawford has the upper hand over Floyd Mayweather in a few important ways, especially when it comes to size and strength. He explains that Crawford is naturally bigger, with a longer reach and more power advantages that Mayweather didn't usually enjoy, especially at welterweight still. Mosley doesn't count Mayweather out. He points to Floyd's incredible technical skills, defense, and ring intelligence as the qualities that made him special, while Crawford's physical tools mean he doesn't have to depend on slick defense as much. Mayweather used his mastery of those skills to win even when fighting bigger opponents. Mosley says,
Who do you think's better out of those two, Crawford or Mayweather?
I think Crawford is better, bigger. Like he's actually he moving weight class, and I would say Crawford is a better fight all around fighter. Mayweather's really good too, though. You can knock him as well. He's very talented. It would have been a tough fight, but I think Crawford would have the edge over Mayweather because of the long arms and because he's bigger. You know what I'm saying? And he would have kept him at bay. It would have been hard for Mayweather to counter, maybe. But Mayweather's definitely a technician. I mean, like Crawford said, Mayweather has his era, and Crawford.
On the Ariel Helwani Show, Terence Crawford responded to comparisons with Floyd Mayweather by pointing out Canelo Alvarez's unique view since he has faced both men. Crawford noted that the circumstances were very different. Mayweather fought a young and less experienced Canelo, while Crawford met him at 168 pounds when Canelo was fully developed and holding all the undisputed super middleweight titles. Reports also suggest that Canelo admitted he felt more power from Crawford than he ever did from Mayweather.
Recognize this was a 168-pounder fighting a 147-pounder. He had one fight at 154 last August. Was the undisputed king at 147, beating Errol Spence in July of 2023. Came back the following year. Fought Israel Madrimov at the soccer stadium in Los Angeles, and then did everything he could to get this fight, played his cards the right way, and there he was, standing face to face against Canelo Alvarez, who did seem for the longest time like he didn't want to take this fight, and because there was great risk involved, because not only is Terence Crawford one of the all-time best fighters in the history of the sport, he's smaller than him, so a lot of people would be like, oh, of course you're going to beat the smaller guy, right? But I think Canelo recognized, yeah, he might be smaller, but he's that damn good. Like I said, switch hitter, boxing IQ, higher than most, if not anyone in the game.
In past years, Terence Crawford has repeatedly shut down talk of ever fighting Floyd Mayweather, saying they come from different eras and shouldn't be forced into a direct clash. He's always made it clear that Mayweather retired undefeated and secured his place among the all-time greats, while his own focus is on building his legacy, not chasing a fight that isn't possible. Crawford has often reminded fans that comparisons aren't needed. Mayweather was the best of his time, and he is the best of his.
Have you thought about going for 51-0, beat Mayweather's record with 50-0? Is that something that you thought about?
I already said I wasn't never gonna beat Mayweather record. That's not something that I wanted to do.
Okay.
To be honest, I was gonna retire if I didn't get this Errol Spence.
Crawford reinforces his respect for Floyd Mayweather by calling him a legend and saying there's no real need for comparison. He explains that Mayweather's era is already written in history as one of dominance, while his own journey is about creating a different kind of legacy. By not forcing a rivalry, Crawford shows respect for both careers, shutting down needless comparisons while also uplifting the sport by highlighting that greatness can exist in more than one form.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know. I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you? Keyshawn beat Tank?
Keyshawn beat everybody. Him and Shakur.
How you feel about them not fighting each other? That's cool?
Yeah, that's cool. They don't need to fight each other.
Was there anybody ever...
They can beat up everybody else.
Was there anybody ever like that in boxing with you? Because not really Sean Porter, right?
No.
No friends in this business for you.
I think Tim Bradley would have been like that.
Okay.
I think me and Tim Bradley would have been like that. I wouldn't have fought Tim.
If the opportunity presented itself against Floyd, you would have, though, even though you admire him so much and he's so great. But you
Floyd, yeah, because I wasn't as close. Me and Floyd close now, but when Floyd was boxing, I wasn't as close with Floyd like I am now.
How do you beat Floyd, though? Like, since nobody's been able to crack that code.
You think I would tell you?
He ain't fighting anymore. So that fight ain't gonna happen.
You gotta have 4 arms.
I know. I know.
And 6 eyes to beat Floyd.
Is Floyd better than you?
I think you got your answer there.
Nah, I didn't hear nothing. Is Floyd better than you? Some fighters say, even like Gervonta Davis.
Beat your...
Okay, that's a no.
Robert Garcia praised Terence Crawford's performance against Canelo Alvarez, saying he lived up to the high expectations placed on him. He highlighted Crawford's power, skill, and calmness in the ring as signs of both sharp preparation and natural talent. By defeating a star of Canelo's level, Crawford proved he can dominate on the biggest stage. strengthening his case as one of boxing's all-time greats. Garcia's words add weight to Crawford's legacy, showing that respected trainers and analysts
really good chance. Did you see on Saturday night exactly why you gave him that chance?
I think so. You know, he's very talented. He's a very disciplined fighter also. He's healthy. And, you know, a lot of people were saying, oh, well, he hasn't fought or he didn't look too good against Madrimov at 154. How can he look good? He's a talented fighter. And that challenge for him pushed him even harder to train harder and to be better. That challenge, you know, went up against Canelo, moving up 2 divisions, hearing that people are saying, oh, he didn't look too good against Madrimov, so how could he look good at 68? Well, that motivated more, man. He trained hard. He did what he had to do. You know, like I always said, you know, I wasn't gonna put money on it because it's also very dangerous, right? Canelo's a beast, strong. So I never really, you know, I wasn't going to put money on it, but I did give him a chance. He's got talent, man. He's got skills, and what he did was unbelievable, man. You know, we were there was another show that we do with Boxing Scene, and we had it right before the fight, at 4 o'clock, before the main card started. And they asked me, what's your final prediction? I said, you know what? I'm gonna say it, Crawford by decision. You know, because I talked to Bomac on Thursday night, and they're in Vegas, and he seemed very positive, motivated. So that kind of gave me a little, you know what? My final prediction is Crawford by decision, and he pulled it off.
Many fans and analysts see the idea of a Crawford versus Mayweather fight as more of a gimmick than a serious matchup. For one, Mayweather is long retired, so the fight could only happen as an exhibition or in fantasy debates, not as a real clash between the primes. Others feel the comparisons are just a way to boost Crawford's current success by measuring it against Mayweather's legendary status. Some critics also argue that Crawford's style-switching stances, counterpunching, and relying on defense lacks the flash and knockout appeal
Terence Crawford versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. Who wins this fight? I'm going with Terence Crawford, and I don't think that's unpopular or crazy to say. I think most people will agree with me. I understand Floyd Mayweather has a lot of fans out there, but the truth is, as great as Floyd Mayweather is, Terence Crawford is one of one. And I say that because who else has knockout power in both hands, is able to switch stances between orthodox and southpaw so seamlessly while having great footwork? It's not like Terence Crawford is some stationary target or a flat-footed fighter that's going to be chasing Floyd around. Terence Crawford knows how to cut the ring off. He has tremendous ring IQ. And not only is he a great boxer, but he's a great fighter. He'll be able to make it dirty. If he is on the inside with Floyd, that power will carry him far. And I just don't see how Floyd will be able to beat a Terence Crawford. I really don't see it. I understand Floyd's defense is incredible, but he is smaller than Terence Crawford. Terence Crawford would have a significant reach advantage on Floyd Mayweather. I believe Terence Crawford would also be taller than Floyd Mayweather, as well as all the skillful and technical aspects of what I just laid out prior. So I don't understand how anybody could pick Floyd Mayweather to beat Terence Crawford. Styles make fights, and I believe Terence has the style to beat one Floyd Mayweather. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Whether you agree or disagree, it doesn't matter. Join the discussion, subscribe for more, and leave a like if you enjoyed the time spent. Thank you. You are all appreciated.
Crawford has openly shown respect for Floyd Mayweather's achievements, calling him the best of his era. At the same time, he makes it clear that he represents a different time in boxing, where he is building his own dominance and defining greatness on his own terms, instead of trying to outshine someone who retired undefeated. He believes comparing fighters from different eras isn't necessary, since each man's legacy should be measured within the time they fought. Crawford's view shows both humility toward Mayweather and confidence in his own journey, stressing that greatness isn't about beating past legends, but proving yourself.
I was going to start making comparisons with your legacy to Floyd Mayweather. How do you feel you compare with Floyd with the resume you have now?
Listen, Floyd was the greatest in his era. I'm the greatest in my era. It ain't no need to compare me to Floyd or Floyd to me.
You talk the talk and you sure walk the walk. Your confidence and aura is on another level. Could we see a run as a light heavyweight?
Nah. We ain't going up that much.
Now,
After his loss to Terence Crawford, Canelo Alvarez openly admitted that Crawford outperformed him and even suggested Crawford might be better than Floyd Mayweather in certain areas. Having shared the ring with both men, Canelo's words carry extra weight. He explained that despite all his preparation, he couldn't figure out Crawford's style during the fight and praised him for being the more complete fighter. Canelo's view stands out because it comes from direct experience in the ring, not just outside speculation.
Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather. We already know. We knew Crawford is a great fighter, and I did what I supposed to do, right? I tried for every way, and I trained really hard, and he deserved all the credit. No, I try my best tonight, and I just cannot figure out the style.
Was it something specific, the movement or his speed or power, or what? Was there something you could put your finger on that gave you the most trouble?
Everything.
Okay.
He have everything. You know what? Sometimes you try and your body cannot go, right? That's my frustration. Maybe I can figure out Crawford, but my body cannot go anymore. So I try it, but my body just not let me go. And you need to accept it. That's it. He's a great fighter. He's a good fighter. He know how to move and
Many boxing insiders push back against the constant comparisons between Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford, calling them overblown. They point out that Mayweather's career was defined by traits that can't simply be copied as defensive brilliance, flawless ring IQ, and unmatched control of fights with pinpoint precision. To these critics, Crawford's rise, while impressive, is fueled more by hype and the urge to find a new heir to Mayweather's throne than by an equally proven record. They also stress the difference in styles. Mayweather built his name on calculated defense.
Bear with me. Terence Crawford isn't Mayweather. I need you guys sit here, grab somebody close to you, hold their hand, sit down, say it with me. Terence Crawford is not Floyd Mayweather. They're just both black. That's the only similarities they have. They both black. Terence Crawford loves being hit. The guy likes to scrap. He likes to brawl. Terence Crawford isn't even an Alexander Usyk. This guy loves being hit. He gets a thrill out of it. He sticks his tongue at his opponents when he is hit. Look at that. He enjoys that stuff. He tends to fight with low hands at times. He tends to exchange and brawl in the pocket, plant and fire, despite him having really great feet. Sometimes he likes to sit there and fire. You have Terence Crawford beating Canelo, that's fine. I get you. But don't bring up Floyd Mayweather. No similarities. Floyd was way quicker, way sharper, better defensively, better reflexes, better timing, better IQ, better damn near everything. So say it with me one more time before we go. Terence Crawford, we said it, is not Floyd Mayweather. There we go.
What about you? Do you think Terence Crawford already measures up to or even surpasses Floyd Mayweather in his prime? Or is all this talk still more hype than reality? Share your thoughts below.